Chapter 249. Halal Rape vs. Haram Rape, Part 9. The murder of Firdaus and the suicidal death of Osman are heavy blow on the love affair of Intisar and Sami. It almost meant the end of their friendship. Following that tragic events, Intisar's mother had threatened to disown her daughter, if she continued her affair with Sami. So, Intisar is in a great dilemma for a long time. Sami had tried hard to win her back, but he couldn't. Even Salah tried to explain to Intisar that Sami will end his life if she left him at this critical stage. Meanwhile, Intisar and Mona became very close friends. Somehow through Salah and Mona, Intisar agreed to meet Sami secretly in Badaria grandmother's house. Their meeting at first is not very successful, but when they met again and again their love is gradually revived. During those meetings Salah and Mona too, became friendly. Nevertheless, whenever Salah and Mona are questioned by Sami and Intisar about their feelings towards each other, they answered that they are just as a brother and a sister. That brother and sister friendship between Salah and Mona continued for some time, until one day they found themselves asking one another searching questions. "Do you believe in platonic love?" asked Salah. "I heard about it, but to be frank with you, I don't know what exactly it is," said Mona. "It is a love relationship between a girl and a boy without any physical attraction. So, it isn't meant for marriage. Do you think that kind of love is possible?" "By definition it is possible." "No, what I mean to say, is it practical?" "Before I answer your question, I want to ask you a very important question. Have you ever fallen in love before?" "Not at all." "What do you understand by love?" "Love means two persons like each other." "Do you like Sami and Intisar?" "Yes, I do." "Do you like me?" "I think so." "It means that you are in love with many people." "I don't think I can be in love with many people. I can like them, but if I am in love, it should be with one person." Now you are not too far from the definition of love. As you said, love should be directed toward one person only. Now try again and tell me, what is love? How can I tell you about something which I have not experienced in my life? Okay Mona, let me tell you first what is love. When I was in college I took course in Greek philosophy and ethics. Through that course I learned there are 4 types of love. 1. Eros love, known as erotic love. It is based on strong feelings towards another. It usually occurs in the first stages of a man-woman romantic relationship. 2. Philos love, a love based on friendship between two people. It is true that two lovers that start out by being friends first before becoming life partners usually are the relationships that last more, long-term. 3. Agape love. It is an unconditional love. It is the third and highest type of love. Agape love is above philos love and eros love. It is a love that is totally selfless, where a person gives out love to another person even if this act does not benefit her or him in any way. Whether the love given is returned or not, the person continues to love, even without any self-benefit. 4. Platonic love is a type of love that is non-sexual. It is also called love of the idea of beauty, seen as terminating an evolution from the desire for an individual and the love of physical beauty to the love and contemplation of spiritual or ideal beauty. So, from these 4 types of love, tell me now whether you think platonic love is practical or not. And also tell me, have you ever experienced platonic love? I think platonic love is brotherly love. And in that case, I believe I like you as a brother. From the time I saw you, I began to admire you in that kind of love. Have you ever had that kind of feeling towards another boy? No. Suppose you fall in love with a boy, how will you know whether you love him in platonic or erotic love? I don't know how I will distinguish between the two. But, I think the boy at least will know the difference. And what if the boy is sincerely in love with you, but too simple to understand his emotions? In that case we will be loving each other without knowing that. But, that will create a problem for you. For love is a commitment. When you love someone you must make it clear to him. I am too shy to tell a boy that I love him. It is good if the boy reveals his love to me first. What do you expect the boy with whom you may fall in love with to be? He must be unique from other boys. They might speak and behave and dress well and have a good job or education, but he will still be unique somehow. When I see him, my heart will go before me to meet him. I will feel like running to embrace him. Whatever he says or does will interest me. You sound as if you are deeply in love with someone. May I know whom do you love? No reply came from Mona. Instead she looked at him and blushed. Do you love me, Mona? Mona didn't reply, but Salah understood her silence as a positive answer. How can you fall in love with someone who has exemplified such failure? I couldn't protect my late girlfriend Firdaus. She had been taken from me by force and I did nothing to protect her. I depended on my knowledge and education and they failed me. What is it that you can expect from a defeated coward? Those words of Salah fell as heavy weight on Mona's pleading heart. They hit her wounds as a heavy stone and caused her heart to bleed again. She began to weep. Her weeping turned into a crying. Salah apprehended instantly that he had made a more than a sizable mistake by sharing his burden with one whose suffering had been identical. He is actually aware that Mona is once lost hope in life, but he came into her life and revived that hope. He tried to rectify his mistake. He put his hand on her shoulder and patted it kindly. She withdrew herself and said, I know I am not fit for your love because I am varnished with scandal and vexed with shame forever. You are wrong. You are more clean and pure than me. You have done no mistake. It is me who is covered with shame and dishonor. I am coward, I am coward. Do you love a coward? You must love a courageous man who will safeguard and protect you. It is true that I love you and I need your love to shelter me from my shame and guilt. But, that shows how selfish and shallow I am. I need your love too. I need you, Salah, to love the pain out of my heart. I want you to fill my heart with love that can't be rooted out. When she said those words she felt Salah embrace her. She responded to him with all her being. They began to kiss each other like lovers who are met after a long separation. Their kisses are not of those romantic lovers, but full of true passions. They are real healing to their wounds. In that beautiful moment Salah's mind shifted to Firdaus and began to compare the hurts which are done to the two innocent girls. He felt that he will be haunted with those offensive crimes which are committed against the most dear two girls he had in his life. Firdaus is dead, but lamentation and revenge still surfaced from her grave. Mona is alive, but she needed to be avenged also. Suddenly Salah pulled himself out of that beautiful moment and said to Mona, Mona, I am in love with another girl. Who is she? Before I tell you who is she, will you still continue to love me if you discover that I love her more than you? I am falling in your love and I can't stop myself. So, you have agreed to divide my heart with her. Let her marry you and take you away, but still I will continue to love you with undivided heart. She can't marry me or take me away. For she is dead and gone, but her love will remain in my heart forever. I can go to her, but she can't come back to me. Believe me, Mona, from the time I came to know that my beloved Firdaus is dead I am struggling with strong suicidal thoughts. I wanted to kill myself as Romeo did when he discovered his beloved Juliet has died. Nonetheless, I controlled myself because I want to avenge my beloved. You have come into my life and filled my heart with love again. Even so, still I love Firdaus more than you. In fact, no other girl in the whole world can take the place of my beloved Firdaus in my heart. Now I love you more because you are true and faithful. You have also proved to me you are true and faithful. Salah, don't let me go. I want to be with you always. Your love has restored the hope in my life. I need you to whisper those love words in my soul. Mona, I love you too. I need your love and help. I am ready to do anything for you, Salah. I know you have risked your life by going with Inspector Yasin to Hajj Mohammed's house where you got viciously raped again. Nonetheless, through your courage and sacrifice, that wicked impostor and rapist is arrested. He is the one who masterminded the wicked conspiracy, which led to the cruel murder of my Firdaus and the untimely death of her brother Osman. Now I want you to stand by my side until I take revenge for Firdaus. Even Intisar and Sami need us to support them until they achieve victory by getting united in marriage. I know their way is still long and arduous. I am ready, Salah, to do everything that I can, for you and for Sami and Intisar. Even for Firdaus, though I have not seen her, but still I can see her in you. Firdaus' problem is urgent. For that reason Sami, Intisar, and myself have decided to go to Khartoum to investigate her murder. Her murder will be the first case for me to fight at the court. Will you come with us? Yes, I will. I will not rest until that wicked man, Osman Al-Taib, is convicted and punished for his murder crime. Meanwhile, Mr. Osman Al-Taib spent the first 6 days at the hospital in coma. He is kept in the ICU. During the riot and fight, he suffered many injuries. His left leg is broken twice. 2 of his ribs are smashed. He lost all his artificial teeth. His skull is fractured. His back is badly damaged. So, for 6 days and 6 nights he is hanging between life and death. Nevertheless, on the 7th day the old geezer opened his eyes. When he looked around, he saw his 3 wives, their children, and the children of their children. Some of them with sad faces, some with gloomy faces, and yet some with angry faces. Due to the violent experience, the old man's memory at first had failed him. He is surprised to see his family gathered around him with such gloomy faces. His mind is confused, and fear arose in his heart. Have I had a heart attack or met with car accident? Asked the old man himself silently. No remembrance of such evils came to his mind. He decided to get up and inquire about the reason of such an unnecessary family gathering around his bed. With the support of his hands, he is able to sit on the bed. He felt as if he is carrying a heavy weight on his chest and back. He tried to pull up his 2 legs and place them on the ground in order to stand up. He pulled his left leg, but he realized it is in blister. He tried to pull his right leg, but he discovered it is in chains. He is astonished to find himself he is literally chained to the bed. The first explanation came to his mind is that he might have become mad and due to his violent behavior he is chained and thrown in a mental hospital. His mind became confused and perplexed. To clear his doubts he asked loudly, "Who am I?" "You are my husband," replied his first wife. "You are the father of my children," said his second wife. "You are Mr. Osman Al-Taib and I am your wife Amona Sit Al-Banate," responded his third wife. "You are my daddy," said one of his daughters. "You are my grandpa," said one of his grandchildren. "I am your oldest son Mustafa," said one of his many sons. The old man continued to hear many voices identifying either themselves or himself. Some of them thought he lost his memory, and others concluded that he lost his senses. With those thoughts, the big family members had tried hard to restore back to him those important faculties. The old man became annoyed, and hence closed his eyes and fell back on the bed. The family members are disturbed due to such sudden behavior, and hence they jump to hasty conclusions. The old man began to hear some whispers. Has he died? Not yet, but I don't think he will last for long. I wish that he will die rather than suffer for too long. He is dying anyhow. When he is going to die? I wish Allah will take him soon. Amen to your kind and merciful wish. For I hate to see him in such a miserable and pitiful condition. What has the doctor said? The doctor refused to tell us. But, he said we have to ask Allah to grant him another life. The whispering caused the old man to open his eyes again. He looked at his son Mustafa and asked where I am? You are in the civil hospital, said Mustafa. Why am I in the hospital? Some evil men have beaten you up. Why have they beaten me? We don't know the exact reason yet. Why am I in chains then? No reply came from Mustafa. The old man turned his face to his wives, but no one of them dared to tell him. He looked to other faces, but everyone remained silent. He closed his eyes again. Has he dead and gone? Not yet. Do you think he is going to die now? I don't think this man will die now. I don't think this man will die at all. Yes, you are right. He is not the type of a person who will die so fast. But it is better for him to die than to live like this. The old man opened his eyes again to stop the unpleasant and pessimistic words. He asked angrily, have I become mad? Not yet, said Mustafa. Why am I in chains then? Answer me. The oldest son remained silent again. Where is my friend Mu'alana Sheikh Marzouk? He is sitting outside in the visitors' room. Call him in and tell everybody here to get out. I don't want to see them or hear their words. Mustafa went out immediately, followed by all the family members. After a few minutes, the religious leader showed up his bearded face. He walked slowly and fearfully toward his criminal friend. The old man looked at him with angry face and said, why am I in chains? O Allah, said Mu'allan, do not blame us for what the bad people among us have done. You haven't answered my question. Allah willing, very soon you will be set free. Have I gone crazy, and for that reason I have been put in a mental hospital? Allah forbids that. Am I in jail? Not exactly, but sooner or later you will be back inside the dungeon. Why am I going to jail? In fact, you are in jail for some time, but due to your health condition you have been kept in the hospital. What have I done to be kept in jail? Those loafers have betrayed you and your son-in-law Omar. You have been arrested under the charge of bribery. When Mu'alana mentioned the name Omar, the old man's memory regained its power. He remembered everything and hence began to weep. Mu'alana began to shed crocodile tears. Mu'alana, said the old man, with a sad voice, I have been insulted and abused and ill-treated by the policemen and the so-called watchmen inside the jail. I have been scourged with sticks and rods like a drunkard or a prostitute. I am robbed of my money. I have been trodden underfeet like a criminal. I have seen with my own eyes our good friend Haj Mohammed being scourged with a stick like a disobedient wife. His ears are torn off his head. We both of us had suffered humiliation and unbearable pain inside the jail. The good man Haj Mohammed most probably by now is among the dead. He had been brutally murdered by a notorious criminal known as Kukawad al-Shaitan. As his evil name mean that man is truly the son of Satan. He is supposed to be imprisoned with lions and wild beasts, and not with good human beings like the late Haj Mohammed and me. For that Kukawat al-Shaitan is not a human being, but the devil incarnated in the form of a man. Imagine Mu'alana, a man like me, who is well known and respected in the society, to be imprisoned with such a criminal and his gang. I am deeply sorry to know that such a good and righteous man as yourself, has been humiliated so much. The man who built the Grand Mosque, the girls' high school, and the ladies' ward in this hospital, should be such rewarded by the society? For just a small mistake, you have done, which everybody is doing in the city, you have landed in jail where you got beaten and tortured. There is neither justice nor mercy in this city. I feel ashamed to call myself a citizen of this city. Mu'alana, it is my own son, born out my loins, who has betrayed me to the police. Just because of that filthy and poor whore, he sold out his father. I shall never forget such a painful experience, in which I was tortured and humiliated inside the jail. Allah will reward you according to the good you have done to this city and will punish your enemies. Mu'alana, my main enemy is my son Sami. Whether I live or die, I want you to know that I must take revenge on him. I will send him and those rascals with him, either to jail or hell. I will never allow him to marry that dirty whore, or come near her. Whatever it may cost me, I will never allow my name be attached to that wicked girl. When I saw you in the hospital and saw Haj Mohammed, I couldn't recognize either of you. Is Haj Mohammed alive? Asked the old man surprisingly. Yes, he is. They are still keeping him in the ICU. That man like a dog that has 9 souls. By the way, how did he land in jail? I have no clue. We tried hard to convince him to stay for a few days with us in the village, but he refused to listen. Mu'alana, forget about Haj Mohammed and listen to me. Yes, I am listening to you. Will you do me a favor? Yes, of course. I am your best friend and I am always under your service. I want you to go to Khartoum as soon as possible. I am worried about my wife Firdaus. I don't know what has happened to her. I left her with a servant known as Harun. He is a foolish man. I want you to go and find out how they are. Take some gifts and money with you. But remember, she should not be set free until I come there. Is she in chains too? You don't know what that stupid girl has done to me. She tried twice to kill me, but Allah saved me from her. She is wild and dangerous woman. I believe by now, Harun has tamed her by his stick. All young girls behave like that in the beginning, but with time they accept God's will and settle down. My last wife did the same with me, but now even if I tell her to go she will not leave me and go. Where is the money I gave you to hand over to those cheaters? I haven't spent a single pound of it. But, it has been confiscated from us by the angry imam of the village we fled to after we learned about your arrest. Why have you allowed him to steal my money? Is he a policeman or a watchman too? He is worse than a policeman and a criminal. If we didn't flee from him at the right time he will have stoned us to death or beheaded us. But what have you done that drawn him so mad against you? He is so kind and hospitable with us at first. When he saw the photo of Haj Mohammed in the newspapers he accused us as impostors and rapists. What did he see in the newspapers? I have told you he saw Haj Mohammed. So what if such famous and good man as our dear friend Haj Mohammed has appeared in the newspapers? He saw him and also we saw him too standing bare naked as his mother gave birth to him and a young girl falling at his feet while her private parts fully exposed. He is caught red-handed by Police Inspector Yasin while he is raping one of his female visitors. May Allah curse that wicked man and curse the day his mother gave birth to him? The outrageous imam thought we are also rapists and impostors like our friend. Forget about that evil man. I pray to Allah that the jail authority will hang him to death by his genitals. Amen, responded Mu'alana. Tell my son Mustafa to give you some money. Before you travel to Khartoum you must buy many gifts and beautiful dresses for my fourth wife Firdaus. Give some money to my servant Harun. Never trust that man with a big amount. Don't worry, I will go to your wife and I will do what you have told to do. I don't know for how long those wicked policemen will keep me in prison. I don't want to return to those beasts inside that den of robbers and torturers. I am ready to spend all my wealth to keep myself in this hospital. Allah willing, you will not return to jail. Your son Mustafa and I have had a talk with Dr. Musad, and he has promised us that he will keep you in the hospital. He will declare you unfit for imprisonment. Mustafa has already written him a check for the amount he demanded for his kind service. May Allah bless Dr. Musad and bless his children. Mu'alana, I repeat, I am ready to pay any amount of money to keep myself away from those wild beasts. I have told you that have been looked after. Now Mu'alana, go quickly to Khartoum and come back as soon as possible. Allah willing, tomorrow morning, I will take 6:30 am bus and travel to Khartoum and visit your wife Firdaus.